What's up, everybody? Josh Armijo here. I hope everybody's doing good and well and stuff. I got an Arsenal inventory update to do for you guys. Vinyl this time. And I got some very, very putrid death metal stuff to show you here. Some of it from this year, some of it from the 90s, and some of it from within the late 2000s. So let's get started with some caveman-style brutality. This is Cerebral Incubation with Asphyxiating on Excrement. Yeah, this is their debut album from 2007, I want to say. And if you're not familiar with Cerebral Incubation, they are based out of Nevada, and they play a very primitive, ugly, dirty style of brutal death metal. They have a very distinctive and recognizable sort of sound. And with an album like Asphyxiating on Excrement, this really showed why they would later on to become something very popular, something well known and well respected. This was a relatively short album. It was no less than 21 minutes in length, but with the time spent with an album like this, just a lot of really awesome musicianship to be heard on this record, with songs like Gastrointestinal Rape, Malignant Spiculated Legion, Slam-Induced Groovatoid Groovitis. I mean, this band is so over the top. I mean, over the top with the guttural vocals, over the top lyrical content, the dirty slammy riffs, the drumming styles. This is just a complete package release. I mean, I believe that this band is much better now than they ever were before when it came to their second album. I forget what it's called off the top of my head. It had that really ugly bloody intestine. Severed put it out. You guys, I'm pretty sure y'all know what I'm talking about, but this is a very memorable debut album, and I was surprised to find out that something like this got the vinyl treatment. But I would think this is a release very much worthwhile to have to have brutal death metal on vinyl, because you don't really see too much brutal death metal on vinyl nowadays. But I believe nowadays it's getting that much more of a resurgence. But an album like Asphyxiating on Excrement is awesome to listen to. It's a damn fun time. So anyway, here's the front cover. Very memorable album cover. Mike Rovacek did the artwork. This is one of my favorite details of the artwork here. Just the poo-poo in her mouth is just really, really crazy. The birds pecking at her, the limbs and stuff. I really dig this artwork a lot. Back cover. Gorehouse Productions put this out. I believe this one came out in 2014. It's a pretty bare bones release, but it did come with a pretty badass poster of the artwork. Very nice little frameable poster. And this is limited to 500 copies, and I was lucky enough to get the limited version, which I believe is limited to 125 copies, and it comes on a very nice deep purple vinyl color. 45 RPM cut. Sounds great. They did a really badass job with this. I'm hopeful that one day Gorehouse will put out more vinyl records, because they put out some really solid ones. This one and the Vulvectomy 7-inch not too long ago. But I think this is a really solid release. If you're into really ignorant sounding brutal death metal, this is definitely something to check out. So this is Asphyxiating on Excrement by Cerebral Incubation. Go check this out. By the way, if you're watching, hi Logan. Next up we have some UK brutality. I recently saw these guys at Summer Slaughter, and when I found out this album was for sale in the US, I immediately had to jump on it, and I would consider this a grail in a sense, because I've been wanting this for a long time now. This is Ingested with Surpassing the Boundaries of Human Suffering. Damn. This album really showcased how brutal a band like Ingested could be, because honestly, Ingested are one of those bands that really cross the fine line between brutal death metal and deathcore, because of the slam parts, because of the breakdowns, because of the guttural vocals and lyrical content. This is a band that really seemed to crisscross between both musical styles, but I honestly would consider their debut to be something very memorable when it comes to the brutal stuff. and Surpassing the Boundaries of Human Suffering really brought the goods as far as the brutal stuff is concerned. This is their debut album. I believe this came out in 2009. Siege of Amida, I think, put it out originally. But yeah, I remember, I want to say the first song I ever heard off of this album was Skinned and Fucked. When I first heard that song, when I heard the guttural vocals, the insanely fast drumming, that sold it for me. But as soon as I heard the rest of this record, got into the lyrics, got into the music, this was just a maddening listening experience, and I could not get enough of it. I mean, listening to songs like Copremesis, Intracranial Semen Injection, Pre-Released Fetal Mush, Anal Evisceration, very memorable song titles, very over-the-top lyrical content. I think this is probably one of the best vocal performances I've ever heard Jason do. Like I said, the drumming is very fast and over-the-top. This is a very over-the-top record, but I believe they've grown with class nowadays. But I really do think that their debut album is a very high pinnacle of the UK death metal, brutal death metal sort of sounds. Yeah, really awesome that this finally got reissued. This got the CD reissue, and of course this got the vinyl reissue, and they really did an all-out job when it comes to this record. So anyway, here's the front cover. Digging the matte finish on this. Beautiful artwork here. Back cover. Track listing information. Siege music. Gatefold. You have the lyrical content. I really dig the layout on this. You can definitely read all the lyrics here. Band members in question and credits and information. The remastering job on this is very top-notch. Comes with an oversized as fuck poster. I don't think I'm going to fit it all in one frame here, but I'm going to try to pan it as best as humanly possible here. Because this is a huge-ass poster. I don't know how you can frame something like this. But yeah, anyway. Yeah, this is huge. Yeah, really, really big poster. I know there was also a flag version of this. Kind of wish I could have gotten it, but oh well. And this was for sale in the US through Merch Connection, and I believe this was limited to 200 copies. I think it was one of those combo variants where you had to get a record or a shirt, or a CD and a shirt. I didn't mind the shirt, but the vinyl color I got was the one that appealed to me the most, and this comes on a very unique color here. This is on a translucent peach color with some pink splatters. Side A, side B. This is some awesome, awesome stuff here. Really beautiful vinyl color. The sound quality on this is very, very awesome. Very, very high quality release here. I'm glad they gave something like this a high quality sort of treatment. But yeah, if you're into Ingested, this is definitely get this however you're able to in CD or vinyl. So this is Surpassing the Boundaries of Human Suffering by Ingested. Now we move into 2016 territory with these next two, and these are two of my favorite brutal death metal releases of 2016. And both of these have recently gotten reviews here, and I'm very happy to own these physically. It's the best feeling in the world to own something after, you know, if I have the means to review it, I definitely will, but when I have the means to get it, I definitely do get it, and here's one of them. This is Defeated Sanity with Disposal of the Dead and Dharmata. To refresh your memory, this is the newest Defeated Sanity album, and pretty much it is the band taking both of their respective sound elements and creating experimentations to the fullest degree. One EP is straight up ugly, primitive, brutal death metal that you would best know Defeated Sanity for, and the second EP is them verging off into more technical, progressive sort of sounds, a la Current Day Death or Cynic. Both Disposal of the Dead and Dharmata have their own redeeming qualities. Two different lineups, two different production jobs, two different artwork pieces. It's just unbelievably memorable. I mean, listening to songs like Into the Soil, The Bell, and then when it comes to Dharmata with that one with Wrath, Return to Samsara, just some unbelievably complex and brilliant sort of songwriting pieces going on here. But I'm optimistic that whatever Defeated Sanity decide to do next with their next full length, since they have a pretty much a straightforward newer lineup nowadays, I'm all the more excited to hear what the future is going to be for Defeated Sanity. I'm really impressed with this release. So anyway, here's the front cover. This is the Disposal of the Dead side, John Zig artwork. Back cover, the Dharmata side with the Gori Takeda artwork. Very beautiful artwork pieces. So that way you get a clear idea of both artwork sides. Gatefold with lyrics for both EPs, both respective sides, credits and information. And I don't know the vinyl limitation on this, but I did get a standard black vinyl, but you can tell that both labels are very distinctive. Both are on 45 RPM standard black vinyl. But anyway, you see the labels here for Disposal of the Dead. And let me show you the Dharmata record real quick. Side C. Side D. Very good stuff. But yeah, if you're into Defeated, if you're a fan of Defeated Sanity and you're aware of what experimentations this band has done throughout their decades-long in existence, you're going to feel very comfortable with Disposal of the Dead, Dharmata. Check this out. And continuing on with 2016 Brutal Death Metal, this is probably my favorite Brutal Death Metal album to come out in 2016. This came out quite earlier in the year, and honestly, I think this album deserves a lot more of your time and attention. This is Inherent Disease with Ephemeral. 2016 Unique Leader Records. This album had been sitting out for quite a while, but I'm very happy that something like this finally got to see the light of day, because Inherent Disease are only going to get better and stronger with their sound. This is probably their most complex, intelligent, and most well thought out record to date. The drumming on here is incredible. Obi's vocals sound more monstrous and alien-like than ever before. The riff work is so smart and well balanced. Great bass work too. The lyrics and concepts for this record are just really top notch. I like that this is a band that can really merge sci-fi brutality within their music and lyrics, and with an album like Ephemeral, it really showcases how far along a band like Inherent Disease has come along. Here's hoping that the next time they put out an album, it won't take a really long time to come out. So yeah. Front cover, Guang Yang did the artwork for this, I believe. Back cover, track listing and information. Comes on a printed inner sleeve. You got some lyrics on this side. Band members, credits, and information. Another record I don't know the limitation of too well, but I don't know how well you're going to see it on camera. But this is on a very nice swamp green vinyl. Yeah, you'd have to hold it up to a light in order to really see the color. You have to see this in person in order to fully be complex and get it. But yeah, this is a swamp green vinyl color. I mean, if you've seen the Cathilist record from earlier in this year, this is exactly what this color is. It is a dark green, swamp green sort of color. But it's a great sounding record, and I'm glad that something like this exists. So yeah, if you're into Inherent Disease, definitely check out Ephemeral. This is an amazing album. Probably my favorite brutal death metal release of 2016 still. Now we're going to get on to some 90s stuff. And the first thing I'm going to show you as far as the 90s stuff is concerned is probably one of the compilation release that when I first heard about it, I was extremely excited and pumped to hear about it. And I'm really glad that this got the vinyl treatment, because I mean the CD version is really cool and everything, but the vinyl version was what I wanted the most. This is INFESTDEAD with Satanic Serenades. Dude, I am so fucking pleased and happy to own something like this. If you're not familiar with INFESTDEAD, this is one of the many side projects to come from the mind of Dan Swano, who is responsible for being in a lot of really incredible bands throughout the years. Edge of Sanity, of course you know him for his time in Bloodbath, his current day stuff with Witherscape, his behind the scenes stuff. But INFESTDEAD is probably my favorite thing that he's ever been involved in. Mainly for the fact that there was a very interesting sort of backstory behind a project like this. Pretty much out of the blue, he wanted to create a satanic death metal band in the vein of Deicide. And with that sort of mindset, INFESTDEAD was born. And what Satanic Serenades is pretty much this band's completed works. Their 1993 demo, the Hellfuck EP, and their first two, excuse me, not the Hellfuck EP, their first two full-lengths, Hellfuck and Jesus Satan, and the Killing Christ EP. Seriously, some over-the-top and inventive stuff. I mean, very short song lengths, really guttural vocals, great riffs, programmed drums. I mean, this is just something that you'd fall in love with it if you were a death metal fan. You would appreciate and admire something like INFESTDEAD. And going back to Jesus Satan, that's probably my favorite thing that my favorite INFESTDEAD release. It's easily one of the greatest in my opinion. And listening to it nowadays is just really, really awesome. And I think they did a fantastic job with the sound quality and putting something like this on a record. It really is amazing that INFESTDEAD can be made available again to those who missed out on it the first time. I believe Dive Bomb Records put out the CD version of this, and Century Media did the vinyl version. So anyway, let me show you the record in question. Here's the front cover. Pretty over-the-top artwork here for this. Back cover. Full track listing and information. Century Media Records. Very cool gatefold here with the band members in question. There, of course, is Dan Swano, and you have the vocals right here. Let's see it right there. Yeah, the vocals, liner notes and information. Really awesome backstory by Dan Swano here, and credits for all of the INFESTDEAD releases. The Jesus Satan artwork is so awesome. I love that release so damn much. Comes with 2 lyric sheets. Once again, the blown up artwork. You have lyrics for the demo and Jesus Satan on this one. And you have lyrics for Hellfuck and Killing Christ for this lyric sheet. And this is a double LP, and I'm only going to take out one EP because both of them are the same color. And they both come on heavyweight gold vinyl. Really, really awesome sound quality and presentation. I'm glad something like this got the heavyweight vinyl treatment. A lot of grooves on this one because a lot of the songs are very, very short. But yeah, if you're a fan of Dan Swano's work in death metal bands, if you're a fan of INFESTDEAD, this is definitely the ultimate, the penultimate release. If you ever want to own something from this project, this is definitely worth checking out and getting into. So this is INFESTDEAD with Satanic Serenades. Probably one of the best compilation releases to come out in 2016, in my opinion. And last but not least, as far as the 90s stuff goes, Hell's Headbangers has been on a roll when it comes to Mortician reissues. Recently they came out with a reissue of the last album that Mortician put out, Reanimated Dead Flesh. And I believe they're doing one for Domain of Death towards the end of this year. But this is the Mortician reissue I was the most pumped and excited for. And I'm glad that this is being made available again. We all got to start somewhere. This is Mortician with Hacked Up for Barbecue. The classic debut album from Mortician. Absolutely unbelievable stuff. I mean, Will Romer and Roger Beaujard are pretty much the heart and soul of a project like this, creating some very disgusting sounding death metal, over the top lyrical content, over the top song structuring. Pretty much if you've heard the Mortician song formula, very overly lengthy horror film sample, and then 30 to 45 seconds of straight up drum program blasts, loud, over loud guitar riffs, even more over loud bass riffs, really guttural vocals. I mean, this is the album that definitely serves its purpose. I believe this came out in 1996, so this album is pretty much 20 years old. 20 years old this year. And this gets more and more awesome with every single listen. I mean, listening to songs like Embalmed Alive, 3 on a Meat Hook, Blown to Pieces, Apocalyptic Devastation. I mean, it's 24 tracks of this album, and it's just so amazing. Necro Cannibal, Eaten Alive by Maggots, Witch's Coven. This is just an unbelievable record. Personally, Chainsaw Dismemberment is my favorite Mortician record, but like I said, we all got to start somewhere, and something like Hacked Up for Barbecue really only set a precedent for Mortician to create more insane, over-the-top New York death metal. This is some classic brutality right here. So, here's the front cover. Wes Ben Scotter artwork, very recognizable album cover. Back cover. Track listing, credits, and information. Really love this artwork a lot. Gatefold. Band members in question and credits. Lyrics for all of the songs on here. As is per usual for Hell's Headbangers releases, you do get a very nifty poster of the artwork. Show that to you right quick. Very nice and frameable poster. Good quality as per usual. And this is a double LP on 45 RPM. And you get 2 different vinyl colors here. For the first record, you get a dark blue vinyl color. There's Will in the center label. Chair for the second side. And you get a second LP on an ox blood red vinyl. Roger on side C. Side D with the skeleton dude in the little area here. Really, really awesome, and the vinyl records do sound wonderful. They play wonderfully, and it's just very badass, and I hope more Mortician reissues come to light very soon. So yeah, this is a must-own for any fan of Mortician or any classic New York death metal. So yeah, this is Hacked Up for Barbecue by Mortician. Go check this out. And I'm going to conclude this video. I'm going to leave you some selected links to some of the bands I talked to you about here in this video. If you've happened to have heard or own any of these releases, definitely let me know. Have a great rest of your weekend. Thanks all for watching. Thanks for checking out my channel. And until the next time, Armijo out.